Well, welcome back. Hearing loss as we get older can happen, and if it does, what are some steps you even family members should take? This afternoon we have Jackie, a speech-language pathologist from ProMedica, with more. It is sad to see some of our verbal skills leave us as we get older, and also hearing. And what's a typical case that you deal with ProMedica? What's a typical client comes in there that you're helping the family?
At ProMedica, I treat a lot of stroke rehabilitation. We see some dementia, traumatic brain injury, and I work with a lot of adults.
I know with stroke victims, that's a big help because a lot of times they come in, they're having physical issues as well as the verbal part of it. And in a lot of cases, people can have a full recovery. That probably takes a lot of patience on their part, but also yours, because especially if you're the patient, you know that you can do this. Your brain knows what you are capable of, and that's been taken away. And to convince them, hey, you can get this back, but you have to be patient.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Definitely patient with yourself, patient with your loved one if you're the caregiver. Recovery comes in stages, and you know, we're always looking for progress. Progress over perfection is what we go for.
And with dementia, how does that change the element? What's the process with that?
Well, with dementia, it's degenerative and it's progressive. So you'll start. You might get somebody in, and we'll do an evaluation, and we determine, you know, what goals they need to work on to try and maintain their independence. We ask them, you know, what are you having trouble with at home or out in the community, and we try to just try to maintain their independence for as long as possible.
Now, is it sometimes you're first contacted by a relative who says, Mom or my dad had this issue, and can we get them in? Or is this the actual patient contacts you? How does this process go to have you connected to the patient?
Sometimes both. I've had some family members call and say, you know, I've noticed my mom or, you know, loved one with some changes with their memory. What do we need to do? And so my recommendation is to go to your doctor and ask for a referral. And then once they get their referral, then they can come see us. We do our evaluation, and we create a treatment plan for them.
You should be congratulated for having the passion for this and the patience for this. What made you go into this as a field?
I like the variety of the field. We can work across the lifespan, you know, children all the way up through the elderly. I really love working with adults, but actually I just got into it because I overheard somebody talking about how they declared their major as SLP, and I didn't know what that was. So I went home and I started looking into it, and I just liked all the variety that the field had to offer.
Now, you mentioned children as patients. What kind of situations come up that the kids need help? Is this just normal speech, like a little bit of a lisp or something, or what kind of patients do you have with their kids?
So I personally don't work with kids, but kids who need speech therapy, they might have a delay, a language delay, articulation difficulty, trouble saying certain sounds, could be stuttering.
What are some of the signs that we might see in our family members that we need to pull the trigger and ask for help? I guess when you include your regular physician in the whole process, and they would make that decision on referring them to you. But what would be the way that, what advice would you have for someone watching this right now that thinks maybe mom or dad or their wife or husband may need some help?
Watch for, you know, some things to watch for would be, are they isolated? Are they isolating themselves from certain speaking situations or communication situations? Having trouble with comprehension of maybe you're telling them something and they don't understand what it is, so then they just sort of pull away from certain situations. Maybe they can't think of the words for certain things that they're trying to say. So once you see that, if it starts affecting their quality of life or the relationship that they have with their loved ones, that would be the time to contact the doctor.
Jackie, are you by personality a very patient person? Because I would think it would take a lot of patience to do this.
Yes and no. I would say I'm a patient person, but absolutely at work. I love what I do, and I truly enjoy.
Well, Jackie, thank you for what you do, and you're a special person in doing that. So we'll here's a look at the information about ProMedica Total Rehab Neurology, and it's on Central Avenue. Right there is your phone number if you want to call them up and perhaps get Jackie and deal with her, because she does great work. All right, weather's coming up next. Here's John.